Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptids, Myths, and Mysteries. We're back out here this morning, and we're out to check and see if this rock stack is where we left it and in the same condition. And getting out here, it's kind of behind the tree here. It is not. I guess some of these rocks right here, or what's left of it. So, kind of disheartened about that. Thought that's what was going to happen, but I was hoping it wasn't. It's a pretty stack though. I'm glad I caught it when I did. Yeah. When you look here at this rock, it's been sitting here like this for a while. But anyway, I'm looking around and see if I can see any other tracks that may be other than human. I'll hold you guys up here for a little bit. I can't tell where anybody's been down here for a while. It's hard to tell who or what did it, knocked it over, or if it was just gravity. Gravity's a culprit in a lot of things. Oh, that's still there. That's cute. But yeah, it's gone. And no, I surely didn't knock it over. I thought it was too doggone pretty. I left it alone. I wanted to stay there for as long as possible. It was a work of art. Which reminds me, I actually saw where in Colorado there's this fella, he stacks rocks, and I've watched him do it. It's pretty damn amazing, to be honest. River rocks. He does it by hand. He goes by the name of Gravity Glue. And he's pretty sharp. And the way he stacks the rocks, it's crazy. If I'm able to, I'll try to leave a link to the video in the description below. It deserves a looking at. As a matter of fact, this guy, and I gotta tell you the story real quick. Just reading about it. The sheriff's office in this area where he's doing all this rock stacking has deemed it illegal because of some ordinance about destruction of public property with rocks. Can you believe that? This guy is harming no one. As a matter of fact, he's creating art, and it's beautiful the way he does it. And these jackanapes have nothing else better to do than to deem it against the law for him to do that. Now, why? That's the $64,000 question now, ain't it? Why? Anyway, like I said, if I'm able to, I'll leave a link to the video in the description below. So we're gonna walk around a minute and see if we can find anything else interesting today. Well, this is by far the most lively I've heard this forest in a while. And once again, I've been out here probably about an hour or 2 hours, and I have not yet heard a single crow or raven. If they're in the area, they're laying way low, and they're way back in there somewhere. They're not coming anywhere near here. I got a theory about that, and that theory has to deal with spring gobbler season. It's in, and there's a lot of hunters about, and they're laying low. That's my theory. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Take it for what it's worth. I don't know. So it's been a pretty uneventful morning. Still a little upset over the rock stack being knocked over, but you know, oh well. You just scratch my mad place and get over it. But I usually try to depart a little bit of gathered knowledge and wisdom. If you're one of the few who actually gets out here like I do and you look for these critters, don't always look up. You know, the fact that they're on an average between 7.5 to 8.5 feet tall, okay, and massive. Don't always look up. If you ever watch Sasquatch Chronicles, Wes Germer and his brother Woody Pratt had their encounter, and they were surrounded by them. I think there's another podcast called The Confessionals, where you can hear Wes's account of what happened to him. Him and a few others that I've heard have mentioned how these critters will drop down on all fours and move like a cat, stealthily. But I think Wes's exact words would not, he didn't say they look like a cat. He said it more or less looked like a spider. It moved like a spider. A four-legged spider on the ground. So if you're looking through the woods at night and you're shining your light and you get a little eye shine here or there, just because it's on the ground don't mean it's some type of rodent. Just throwing that out there. A little food for thought, and hopefully it'll keep you safe. And just remember, doing this by yourself just really isn't the greatest idea. I do it because, well, I don't have anybody else to hunt with. But that's okay. I'm the only one I'm responsible for. And I got a family to get back to, so I'm going to be extra special careful. Not do anything overly stupid. I say that because I guarantee you I'm going to do something out here that's going to be stupid. Not too bad, but you'll scratch your head or your chin and wonder, well, why did he do that? What was he thinking? Really? That type of thing. But sometimes you gotta get in there to do the stupid stuff to get what you need. That being said, I just enjoy being out here. This is one of these places where I just feel at home. Where I was born and raised, I was in the fortunate position to have close to 100 acres to run around on when I was a kid. There's some kids who've had more than that. But more often than not, there are kids who didn't have nowhere near that. Had a minuscule fraction of that. So I had I had a lot of freedom when I was a kid. A lot of freedom. I got to know the woods really good. Part of that was my dad. Part of it was just me getting out here and learning it. Knowing how the forest acts. How it sounds. And after you get used to it to a certain degree, you'll understand when something's just a little askew, not right. You get a feeling, that line that says, "From the prickling of my thumb, something wicked this way comes." You'll feel it. But I'll leave y'all today on that note. And I want to thank y'all again for tuning in. And please like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. And until next time, y'all take care of yourself.